Hello students, today we will discuss decision tree. I hope from the last session you have studied the concept of supervised and unsupervised learning. In case of supervised learning, there are two types of problems. What are these? One is classification and another is regression. Now we will discuss classification. Classification is organization of your data into given classes that is given in your data set. Then first, classification algorithm. What do? Classification algorithm learn from training set and build a model. Now as soon as a model is designed, this model can be used for new data classification. Means there are two phases in classification. First is learning phase and another is classification task. In learning phase, only the model is built, and after creation of model, that model is used in phase of classification. You can understand this with the help of one example. Suppose that is my training set. This is the data given for the persons: name, age, income and loan decision. Now from this data set, everybody know that in supervised learning, the data set is in form of labeled. What is labeled? Data as well as output. Means input as well as output is given. On behalf of this data set, the classification algorithms will learn a rule or design a model. What are the rules? In form of if-else. With the help of this data set, algorithm will design the rules. That is your first phase. That is called learning. And after learning, if any new data set come for the testing or classifying, this data set can be classified with the help of learned rules. The classification rules are used to classify that data set. Like new data set is name of any person X, middle age group and belong to low income group. Then what is the loan decision? It will be risky or it will be safe. This is called classification phase. I hope learning and classification phases are clear to you. Right? Now we will discuss decision tree. Basically, decision tree is used in both type of problems. That comes under the supervised learning. It is used for classification as well as regression. It is a classifier in form of tree structure. Now what is tree? Tree that contain nodes and arcs. A decision tree is also a tree in which each node is either a leaf node or a decision node. If a node is leaf node, that indicate the value of target attribute, or you can say different type of classes. And if a node is decision node, it specifies some condition or some test that is performed at that node, and it provides a single attribute value with one branch for each outcome of test. Means in decision tree we will get two types of node: leaf node and decision node. Decision node is test condition and leaf node will indicate final classification classes. When we split any node with the help of any condition, then there are multiple arcs generated. These arcs correspond to the different options available with that decision. Right? We will discuss it with the help of example. Suppose we have multiple employees data and we want to categorize that the application of loans will be approved or rejected. Then what we have started? From where we have started to design the decision tree? My first condition is we have checked the person that is applying for the loan is employed or not. Then there will be two types of classification, either employed or not. If the person is employed, then next we will check what is the group of income. Means this person belong to high income group or low income group. If the person belong to high income group, then we will approve the application. Or if the person belong to low income group, then we will reject the loan application. This is one classification way. Means the rule is, if person is employed and the income is high, then we will approve the loan application. Similar for non-employed person. If person is not employed but the credit rating is high, then we will approve the application, otherwise we will reject the application. So using this attribute value, employability, yes or no, what we get, this is a root node, or you can say conditional node, decision node. There are two groups, either the person is employed or not. We have divided this into two groups, and further we will check any condition, and on behalf of that we get final classes. Means leaf node represent the classes, approval or rejected, these are the two classes, and internal nodes represent the decision strategy. This is an example of decision tree. Now characteristic of decision tree. A decision tree which we are going to use for classification, it follow a greedy approach. All of you know what is greedy approach. It is based on optimal local choice at each node. Means at each node we have to take the decision which provide you optimal solution. Now this is the algorithm for decision tree designing. It can be summarized as, first thing, at each node pick out the best feature as test condition. Next, now split the node into the possible outcomes. And third is, repeat the above steps till all the test conditions have been exhausted into leaf nodes. So these 3 points used for designing our decision tree. Now the question is, when we implement this algorithm, how to pick starting test condition? Means which condition is used at the root node. Okay. The answer of this question lies in these two things. What are the things? Entropy and information gain. Then first we will discuss information gain. Basically, information gain is a quantitative measure of worth of an attribute. Means how well a given attribute separate your training examples according to their classes. You can easily understand with the help of this example. Suppose I have a collection of 100 chairs and non-chairs, and I group these collection according to the material. Material is wood or plastic. What we get? According to wood or plastic classification, the values comes in this group as 35 positive example and 20 negative, and in another group what we get? 15 positive example and 30 negative. This classification will not give you too much information. But if we divide or if we classify this chair and non-chair group on behalf of attribute backrest, means they will provide you rest or not. In that case, in case of yes, what we get? 46 chairs and 5 negative means non-chairs, and in other group what we get? 4 chairs and 45 non-chair. Means this attribute backrest will provide you more information. It classify your data set more correctly. Means most of the example belong to one group, positive group, and in this group most of the examples belong to non-chair or negative set. So we have to decide at initial node. We will design our decision tree starting from the material point of view or from the backrest point of view that we have studied in information gain. We have to select the attribute at root node or at any decision node according to the information gain. Where we are getting more information, we will use that attribute at particular decision node. This is a strategy for designing of your decision tree. Now I hope you have understood the information gain concept. Now we will discuss entropy. Entropy is basically represent the homogeneity. If data is completely homogeneous, means belongs to a particular group, the entropy is 0. But if the data contain 50-50 ratio, then the entropy is 1. Or you can say highest impurity. Like if our data set contain all positive examples or all negative examples, then the entropy means impurity is 0. But if the data set contain 50-50 ratio, 50 positive example and 50 negative examples, then the entropy is maximum. Now we will discuss how to calculate the entropy. Let us suppose S is our sample, P is proportion of positive example, N is proportion of negative examples. Then entropy of that sample is calculated as minus P log P minus N log N at the base 2. Means we can summarize this formula like summation of over all classes Pi log Pi, where what is Pi? Pi is fraction of examples that belong to a particular class, CR. Then when we have a complete data set or database, we can calculate the total entropy of database like positive entropy as well as summation collection of negative entropy. Now that formula is used for your sample set. Means at initial stage we can calculate the entropy of database with the help of this example, with the help of this formula, positive as well as negative entropy. When we divide this database on behalf of some attribute, like if D is my data set total and we want to classify that data set on behalf of attribute A, and suppose we have divided according to this attribute, then we get subset Dj. Means total data set is D and Dj represent the subset of D on behalf of attribute A. In that case, entropy or information gain is calculated like that. Information of database on behalf of this attribute is equals to summation of j is equals to 1 to n mod of dj oblique mod of d multiplied by information of dj, where dj represent the subset, d represent the size of your set, sample set, and information of dj represent the information that you will get from your subsets. Means we have to add the information from each subset, and after combination we will get information of this database when we classify that database on behalf of this attribute. As soon as we will get this information, we can calculate the information gain. Information gain is equals to information of your complete database minus information of your database on behalf of that attribute. This is a factor for decision whether we should split our database on behalf of that attribute or not. Means at each node what we calculate? We will calculate information gain if we are getting more information from that attribute. In that case, such attribute is used for decision. Otherwise, we will take or consider some another attribute for the splitting or classifying the data set. This is all about decision tree designing. I hope you will understand the concept of entropy and information gain. In the next class, we will cover it with the help of one example. Okay.